All right, there we go. Now we can get started. Before we even go, I'll obviously tell you guys just a little bit more about the details of why I'm doing this and why I want to share this with you all. So, first of all, if you guys aren't aware, I've been exposed to every single Forex network marketing company there's been in. I've made six figures in multiple of them. One of them, I was one of the top 5 earners. It's still actually a company. I just personally left it for moral reasons, but I was able to build a team, of at my peak was, I think, 15, 20,000 people. So obviously it wasn't all my work. Obviously, if you guys know me, I'm a very laid back, part-time, very more personable guy. I'm not all about business, but I know how to make this business work. And that's one of the things I really want to share with you is there is secrets to making this work, and there is different strategies you can use. And all of them are important, but the most, you'll notice which are the most important and what really makes or breaks business. So I'm going to share a few different types of ways to build this. And what I mean by that is during my business, when I started network marketing, I started a certain way. And it's almost like I said, with the levels to it, you want to work them all, but you'll find out ways to get your business flowing the easiest way before you obviously reach 6 figures. It's not always that you can reach 6 figures in a couple months. Yes, it's been able to happen before for some people, and I'll show you how it's done, but there is a secret actual sauce to it to make it happen. Like, this doesn't just happen randomly by luck. I'm going to tell you this right now. What I've learned is very few things in life is luck. When you realize how things happen on the back end, reverse engineer things, you're going to learn a lot. So first of all, I'm going to share with you guys that are brand new to business, because that's really the biggest thing. When I first got into network marketing, I'm going to share with you my story and tell you what I've done and why I've been able to build the businesses I have in all the companies. So getting started, if this is your first ever time in network marketing, this is the first time you've ever built a business, I'll tell you about my experience when I first got in. The first business I ever got into when I was serving, like this was back when I was legitimately serving $30,000 in debt at 21 years of age. So obviously not off to a good start. My first introduction to network marketing was simply someone that was like 23 years old, making $20,000 a month, not in person, nothing in person, like literally a home event with 2 or 3 people, if you believe it or not. We were watching a video of somebody that was making that much money. And for me, it was just realizing that somebody without that much skill, like when you see people talk, and even when you see me, I'm not like, again, I'm not like a super sharp person. I'm intelligent, but I'm not, the world's best or greatest at anything. I'm just pretty good at a lot of things. I realized, like, well, if he can do it, why couldn't I be? Honestly, like, what makes a difference? So that was the only reason that really got me into network marketing, was realizing some people are making money hand over fist, not being that good at business. And I realized, okay, so if they can do it, I can do it. And eventually the person I saw and looked myself up to, I was able to actually beat his business when it comes to numbers and income for the time. So when I was able to beat the record that I was able to see when I first got into network marketing and eventually was able to crush, it was because I set that vision then of what I wanted to do. So the biggest thing is, people always say this is a joke, and I'm going to tell you right now it's not. Like, you just need to learn how to use it properly. But there's like 8 steps to network marketing realistically. And one of them, the first one, is starting with a why. It sounds really stupid. A lot of people don't do it. And I'm going to tell you, I didn't do it at first, but I realized how important it really is. And you have it subconsciously, regardless if you write it down or not. But everybody gets into a business for a better reason than money. Like, again, I said when I got in, oh, he's making a lot of money, I think I can do it too. But it wasn't just the money. It was the reasons why I needed that money that I was willing to take that risk. Does that make sense to you guys? So put it that way. Everybody quits on money. You've all quit a job before. You've all quit a business. So if you're wanting to be a business owner, I'm just going to tell you right now, because I've had businesses that I've started that have failed and some that have succeeded. It sucks when a business fails. It is nowhere near like quitting a job. I've done that. We've lost a job. Losing a business is much worse. Imagine losing your job and 5 figures in money, like coming out of your bank account, like fees. When you lose a business, when you lose a job, you don't get money taken out of your bank account. You don't have fees to incur as well with that. So businesses, you don't want to quit, but we've all quit on money. So when you're going to start a business, it has to be more important than just money. It has to be a deeper reason. So when you really get started, one of the biggest things that I say is like, what's something, and this sounds cheesy, but you need to have something that literally, it doesn't matter if other people agree with it. I'm going to tell you that right now. It could be as weird as you want. I don't care. It has to be you. It has to be true. It has to be something that gets you emotional. Like think of like, what is the real reason why you'd want to do something more than mediocre? It's probably something more than just, oh, I want an extra couple $100. When you really break it down, a lot of people, it could be for a multitude of reasons. One of mine was family, and I wanted to take care of my mom because, even though it's not, we don't think about it when I say, oh, I want to make $20,000 and beat this kid, it sounds cocky, but deep down, it was because I really wanted to make sure that my mom was retired. And the only way I could do that is by making $20,000 a month. Right? So when people see why did I do the business, it wasn't because I wanted to have a Lambo. I had a very deep personal meaning, which is why when things got rough, and I'll tell you this right now, if you're starting business, it's never going to be sunshine and rainbows the whole way through. It never will be. So when things get rough, what is it that really stops you from quitting? And I mean, not when things get rough. And I mean, when things get really rough, like if you've ever been at the gym and you literally can't push out that last rep, like what is that thing in your mind that you would have to think of that's that like serious that would somehow get that adrenaline energy out of you, do something when you normally couldn't? So for me, of course, that was a family. When I thought about it, it's now not just me quitting on a business or canceling a subscription. Because even just so you guys know, the whole time I've ever been in network marketing, I've never missed an auto ship in my life. The whole 4 years. And the reason why is because for me, it wasn't about the business I was in or trusting the upline or what they thought. For me, it was, okay, at the end of the day, I'm doing it for this purpose. So for my mother to retire, because she's not going to retire herself. So someone else has to for her. So with that pushing my goal, I realized any time that I felt like quitting, it wasn't me quitting on the auto ship or the company or the upline. It was me quitting on that goal and me basically saying, nah, that goal's really not that important anymore. And when you really think about that, you can't put down something that you really care about. At the end of the day, if you have a child or something like that, I don't, but I know a lot of people that became really successful, they had a kid and they weren't in the best situation when they had a kid. And that was one of the things that pushed them so far was they're like, holy shit, excuse my language, but that's what they thought was, I'm literally going to have my kids starve. Like it's my responsibility to put food on the table. If I don't put that food on the table, they are literally going to starve. So I have to make this work. And so see, everyone has a different reason for making it, but you want to make it something so deep that you do get emotional, even if you're by yourself or when you share it with someone. You want someone to know that you have a serious reason to be in this business, a serious reason. Now that's the biggest thing. See, when you have that reason, it doesn't matter what business you're in. With that kind of conviction, when you talk to someone, you don't even need to tell them what your business. You can just tell them why you're doing it. And a lot of people will take you much more seriously when they see how serious you take it. So that is one of the biggest reasons why the why is so powerful. Get that solidified because it is something that really makes or breaks the seriousness of your business. A more serious goal takes people more serious and you'll get more serious people involved. If it's just about money and flat and super excitement and hype, you're going to have that microwave kind of group. I'd rather have people in a business that have a deeper meaning just like me involved, because then I know why I'm helping them. They're not going to quit on themselves and I'm not going to quit on them anymore. It goes both ways. They don't quit on themselves, but I promise you, we used to do why cards. So you'd write that reason on a card and keep it in your pocket. Whenever you're down, you look at it, right? So you're like, I'm grateful. I'm making $20,000 a month so I can blah, 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 whatever your why is. Now, we went to another degree where we not only get that, but then we start, whenever we have a teammate, we get them to send it to us so we can make a copy of it and keep in our wallet too. So eventually when you're getting tired, you look at yours, but don't just look at yours. Eventually you're going to have a stack this big. And when things get rough and maybe you're only making $1,000 a month and you wish you were making 5 or 10 and you feel like quitting or saying, oh, screw this, $1,000 a month and I'm putting in an extra, 20 hours a week or something. Is it really worth it? You'll be able to look at that stack of cards and realize that's not why you're doing it. It's not for the $1,000 a month. It's for what's on those cards. So when you guys want to build a business, it's important about having your solidity, but it's also about when you build your business, you have to understand that people are going to have a reason just as serious as you do. So you don't want to take it for granted. right? You really want to understand why they're in the business and know why you don't want them to quit on themselves, and know why did they actually join you? Why did they pay the membership? Why are they wanting to do the business and not just be a customer? A customer is a completely different thing. They can join for just a product, perfectly fine. But the business, again, if you want someone to succeed and not just pay and do the business for no reason, you have to have that seriousness. So that's the first thing that's important. Number two, when I first got into network marketing, I was very, very undeveloped. Very, very undeveloped. And I didn't even develop my why that was strong until about half a year into my business. At first, it was very altruistic. Again, I didn't think about it. I knew subconsciously why, but I didn't write it down and actually expose myself to it. That brings you to personal development. And this is a serious one. I've done sales. I guarantee maybe some of you guys have done sales. Might feel like it's important to just do sales, but network marketing is not sales. And I've seen so many times salespeople fail because network marketing is not sales. It is subconsciously, we're all doing sales, but you're not a salesman or saleswoman or salesperson. You can't be. So what I mean by that is personal development. Networking and building a business and being a leader is first about building yourself. You can't lead someone if you aren't strong enough yourself. That's just a proven fact about anything in life. So what that means is personal development. I actually was lucky enough that my mentor for personal development was not just in books, but actually in person, Bob Proctor, one of the top people in the world of personal development and thought mechanics and changing your paradigm. And I was able to have some really nice long conversations with him in person, just about myself when I thought I was just a hot shot with sales and just it was making money. He really blew my mind with a lot of things, and he was the one that basically instilled in me. And he did an hour of big deep talks, and some quotes that were a little too graphic. Even believe it, Bob Proctor talks that way, but a little too graphic for this. But he basically instilled in my head that I will not be able to make enough money until I grow myself, because if I was good enough, I'd already be making that. Plain and simple. If you think you're a millionaire or deserve to be a millionaire or something like that, I'll tell you right now, you aren't, because you aren't worthy of a person yet mentally to receive it. None of us were. That's how it is. When you personally develop, you start growing yourself to being accepting those new things. One of my mentors said it is like, imagine your brain like a bookshelf. It starts this big. It's just how it is. Everyone starts at a different size, but you start with a set size and you fill it up with books. Once it's full, it's full. You just get stuck in that way. That way is those books. You'll keep on reading them on repeat. You need to first learn how to grow the bookshelf before you can even get more books. And that's where personal development comes in. Personal development isn't about being smarter. It doesn't make you a smarter person. It expands your knowledge and expands the way you think so you can fit more and different knowledge in there. And that's where you can grow beyond and become more of a leader. So some of the biggest things about personal development, I shared them on one of our videos in the back office for Team ATM. But these are the books and the audios that I would highly, highly recommend for all of you to go through. If you have brand new at network marketing, if you've never succeeded, I don't care. One is GoPro by Eric Worre. Eric Worre, for you guys that aren't aware, he's been in the network marketing industry for God knows how long as a trainer. I think like over a decade. He's one of the people that I've been trained from in many of the companies I've been in. He's very expensive to be trained by. But he also has a website. I believe it's Network Marketing Pro. Just look up his name, Eric Worre, E-R. I'll show you right here. Eric Worre. See, GoPro book, all of that stuff. He has a whole site and everything like that, networkmarketingpro.com. He has literally hundreds of videos on different topics about network marketing that are generic for anybody that help you just understand. Now, his book, GoPro, is basically the epitome of it. If you just want to get down to the nitty gritty, go and listen to the book GoPro on audio or read it. It basically teaches you in his story how to become more receptive to this industry. Because again, the biggest reason why people aren't successful in this industry is because they don't acknowledge it as an industry and realize it has unique talents and skills that you have to learn, just like anything does. Again, it's not sales. It's network marketing. It's different. And you'll learn about that in GoPro. So that's a book that I've probably listened to myself at least 8 times in my first year of network marketing. So I listen to it on repeat because Every time I'll pick up something new as I'm doing my business. Another one that I listened to, and this is really important, was, well, there's many of them, but one of the ones that really helped me was Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. It's a longer audio, older, but that was super important for me. The World's Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Again, it's an audio on YouTube. Was the first personal development I ever listened to, and he was a mentor of Bob Proctor. And then The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And Darren Hardy, if you guys don't know, actually was a distributor in network marketing and eventually became the owner of the company he joined as a distributor by being so good. He made himself the top earner from recruiting. And then the company was like, you might as well lead it. And he took over. He's someone that's really, really cool to look into. And he teaches a lot about the smaller things and how they compound, like how you don't have to expect big goals, but it's about those small things you do daily. So these are just the fundamentals that I'm laying on the concrete before I give you all of the secret sauce that I've really made six figures. But this is where I started in year one. So you really have to start off doing it that way, like really learning that yourself right now has to grow and be accepting to the leadership and the personal development to get to that new income and to lead. Like, again, if you've never been a manager, how do you expect yourself to build a network marketing business if you've never managed people? And it's not about management, but leading people. If you've ever been in a leadership role. Like I said before, some people you've noticed in network marketing, it happens like naturally for them, if you might feel. A lot of the time they've been in leadership roles already in life, so they've developed that skill already. And it's not bad if we haven't. I didn't have it before, so it was really important for me to grow it before I started. So that's the first foundation, like really building out personal development. Okay, that's really what I was trying to explain about that. Knowing that personal development and reading, and actually, I don't care if you say that you don't have time. I literally would listen to it in my car on my drives. I don't care. Just plug it in, listen to it on repeat, whatever it is. I had a CD from, I forget who it was, but it was Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And Millionaire Mind, yeah, I forget who was the T. Harv Eker. That was another one that I listened to. And you see with him, all of those are ones that just changing it up and listening to enough until you understand it and mixing it up so you're always growing and hearing new things from new authors is just important, because that's what gets your bookshelf ready to be accepting to a lot of things. Like, most people don't accept failure. In network marketing, you're going to have to learn to accept failure. Failure is the only way you grow. Most people give up upon failure. You're going to learn failure is your friend for the first bit, because you're going to experience it, and that's where you learn to adapt. So once I got my foundation done, then I had to learn about how to obviously pitch the business, right? Now, again, in our business, we have a very lucky and special thing about it, but I'm going to share you a few things on how I've had success. Number one, there's some people that can do this, and again, this is the old school way. I recommend doing it because it's not because it's going to build your business the biggest, but it's going to build you the biggest. And I'll explain that. The first thing I obviously did was home events. Everyone heard about these. These are very old school, but again, I'll explain their importance. So what that meant is I used to talk to people that were very interested, especially when I first started. I'd explain like, hey, I'm really excited, for this. I would be talking to people about how, I own a portion and I'm a partner in a Forex education company, a Forex university. So I'd be sharing people like, hey, if you're ever interested in running a business and you're actually sharing and building a network, a Forex education business, right? Come and listen to it. It doesn't just have to be for people, right? The business side is not for people who want to learn Forex, but people that want to own a Forex education business, right? That's the first thing that I differentiated. My customers from my business builders. So customers are people that want to use the product. That's their biggest thing. They're going to be using the product mostly. You have to use a product as a business owner, because again, how are you going to sell someone without showing it, right? It's like demoing a product, right? If you own a pair, it's easy to demo it. That's the simplest way to put it. And of course, you get the benefit of using it. It's kind of hard to sell a Mercedes when you're driving something other than Mercedes. Kind of simple point as well. So customers are not. So I would get customers, of course. I would message people, do your list and message people like, hey, I'm starting to learn Forex, or hey, I'm wondering if you've been interested in learning Forex, anything like that, right? Feel free to reach out to those people that you feel are customers. So I made lists of, people that I know that love that kind of, the trading. They like buying and selling things online. the buy and, anything like buy and sell groups that like creating things or doing stocks or anything of those legs, I first reach out to those people about it, right? People that are interested in that quadrant. Because again, the quadrant of business building and investing are completely separate. So people interested in the investment quadrant, I would pitch about the product. Get myself at least a free membership, right? Get myself credible in the business, if you will. At first by getting people liking the product and building my name around that, right? That's really important. Showing people that you can do it yourself gets them easy to do the business. If I can get a few customers, you can too. So I'd start with that, and that's very easy. So I would recommend everyone, it doesn't matter if you succeed or not, but just make your list of like 50 people that you're going to go reach out about the customer side, try the dollar promo, that are interested in trading, right? You're not telling them buy my product. You're telling them, hey, I know you're interested in this kind of stuff. Tell me if you're interested in learning trading. This is something that, I'm starting as a business and I've been learning myself. And I feel like it's, again, if you are learning yourself, it's easier to basically share your story and tell them it's something that you think would be really beneficial to them, because who doesn't love learning about how to make money? Everyone honestly should use this product, right? So share that, get some customers. If you don't, that's fine. But work yourself on how's people's reaction and what you're saying, because it's always what we're saying, right? What are we saying wrong that's not conveying how good this product is, right? Maybe people don't, maybe it's not the right audience. Maybe someone literally already knows it. They feel it's too difficult, whatever. But for $1, right, you should always reach out. Hey, if you're ever interested in actually learning how to invest, because of course people know with crypto and all this stuff that's getting in the headline, just say it's all down to learning how to invest. There's scams and there's non-scams. It's all about your education. That's something that we can easily advocate, and it's something that's 100% true. Education is the most important thing in the world. So tell them, try the dollar and get educated as much as you can and see how much value it provides you and see if it's worth continuing, right? Most people will continue it because it is worth it. That's just the point. But the business side and home events, I would reach out to people saying, look, and just being honest again, sharing your why and telling people to come to the business event. If they want to start a business, don't even tell them what type of business it is. Honestly, it's really important not to. I just tell people, I'm looking to start a business with a few friends. I have some ideas. I'm going to be sharing something that makes the most sense. Come to my and share your why, but let curiosity make them come. Okay. So a perfect example would be like, let's say like, hey, Zach, how's it going? Whatever small talk. Hey, by the way, are you free on Friday? Yeah. What's up? I'm having a few people over. I'm starting a business. As you know, and share your why about it if you really want to. Like, as you know, my mom's not going to retire herself, and I'm just making enough money to comfortably cover myself. So I'm going to do something that can really really make a difference and really impact and be able to do something like that and share it deeper. I'm not sure if you're ever interested in doing something and partnering with me in business, or if you're ever interested in business. But if so, come to my house so I can share with you the big plan that I have. They ask any questions, be like, just literally, it's not about being like, you don't want to be like, oh, it's a secret. You just want to tell them, honestly, I don't want to mix it up and I don't have everything with me. I will then. Basically share that the resources are there, not here so you can't. Right? It's like saying, oh my goodness, you got to check my new car. Bro, show me it. Oh, I don't have pictures. Come over to my house and I'll see it in person. Okay, right? That's easy enough to do. Same kind of thing. Why you're doing this is because at the event, you're going to build yourself as a leader. It's scary public speaking. It's scary to do it in front of people. Believe me, it is. And it's scary to share business. So it's about learning to become a better speaker. That's the biggest thing. You want to do enough home events to where it doesn't scare you, to where you're numb from the feelings of the home event. That's the reason why you want to learn home events, okay? But you're going to invite your friends, and during that time, you're always going to have someone successful in the niche you have to, that's going to be on the call or in the person. The reason isn't because we don't think you are successful and you could close them yourself. The whole reason is you have to share, just like what got me involved, you have to show people what the truth in what can be. Okay? That's really the biggest thing, right? Showing them what the truth can be. So I would get people into the home event. From there, I would realistically most of the time just share my story and then introduce the more successful in my upline and let them share the business until I know what they're doing, and then I take over. So first of all, I would just be me packing the room, sharing my story. Most people know me, but they usually don't know my why or how deep it is, right? So I usually, because let's face it, we aren't really that deep with people. It's just a known fact. So I share that. People realize how serious it is. I share with them the truth about someone that's successful, that's opening their eyes and explaining the business. And then basically from there, I listen to how the person shares the business. And for me, I would listen for a while until I got confident enough to speak. So again, starting your business, you don't need to be a professional speaker. The whole point is learning for your first bit and learning from the professionals that have been doing it already for a while so you can get good at it. So that's where I started with the home events, getting my leadership up, being able to publicly talk, getting better and better and better at that. And obviously, as you got people started with your business, they're going to invite people, and you use only one home event for all of you. It's not about everyone doing millions of home events in your city. It's about doing one a week with everyone combined, sharing different speakers, getting new people to grow and build themselves, because that is realistically what's going to make your business grow. So that's the first step with it. From there, I would also, I didn't even start, honestly, social media or anything like that with my business. I was able to grow it without really social media marketing the way I have now to about 200 people, just with Wise, doing in person, getting more personal. It was a slow build. It took a year and a half, but I was able to build a team of about 200 people. So if you guys feel like a team of 200 people in a year and a half is a feasible goal for you, so I know we all have different goals of what we want to be, and I'll explain who you have to be to reach those goals. But that is something that is very, very possible for most people. So if that is it, that's how you do it. It's literally just following the leader, using someone successful, being personally developed, opening that mind, and filling it up with these skill sets of learning to present and helping people build a culture of personal feeling. And you'll get to a team of about 200. You can build that big of a team of people that know each other, names and friends, and a social group. That's normal. What I want to do now, guys, is I'm actually going to see if I can share a second Zoom link, because this one's saying it's going to end in about 7 minutes. What I want to do is restart a new Zoom, so we'll have another hour to share the social media and more than now detailed stuff. The how do you go from the 200 and beyond? How do you build a viral business? Because part 2 of this is really all that. So I'm going to share with you guys from there. Once I got to a team of 200, I lost it all when I quit that company. And I started everything the other way, because all my friends and all my social circle was in that business. I had no more personal ties to go to. And again, if you guys are brand new in the business, I'm telling you, you're in a better situation than I am now, because I don't have that same personal connection with people in the business since I've moved businesses. And when you move businesses, it can basically ruin your success or basically makes you restart, and sometimes with handicaps. And I'm going to show you how I've overcome those handicaps, because I was in that situation. I have had businesses fail and all that, so I've had to rebuild completely. But if you do have a warm network that's been untouched from you, you are going to have a much better success than I have in this business especially. And if you stick with the business and stick long-term, you're going to find it much, much easier than the people like us, which had to restart over and over again. But either way, even if you're like me and had to restart, I'll share with you the secrets on how I was able to actually overcome restarting and doing it all that way, and have been able to do it without using any warm market whatsoever. Okay? Because again, as you guys know, no one from my high school or my family is in this business. None of them have been in my business for 2 years in any business I've been in. So that's for that. So I'm going to share that in part 2.